Could you turn me up in the headphones a little bit?
This is the last thing we finna watch right here. The 5 best and worst things in NBA. I say NBA. See, I'm already. Alright, the 5 best and worst things about college football 26. Also, bro, we've been playing Ultimate Team. I got a video where me and Doobie played against somebody, and they had Squirrel White, and they didn't know how to utilize them, but we was locking that man up. Well, we was locking that team up. They had 3 people. It was just me and Doobie. So yeah, bro, we was doing our thing. I seen you the video. I put it unlisted so you can watch it or whatever. We was cooking. And we don't even got the top players. That's how it's gonna have to be. Like, we're gonna have players that aren't the best, but they're gonna be viable options. You feel me? They're gonna be viable options to use. That's how we're gonna have to cook up. So, cause you know, we doing no money spent, you feel me? So we not coming out spending up all that money like everybody else. Like, we just gonna do the grind. And you know, I already know I'm gonna send you videos that that's gonna help our teams get better. I'm doing this challenge right now that's about to give me a 85 cornerback, and you can do it too. You can get that same one. So, but anyway, 5 best and worst things about college football 26. Let's get it.
It's time to talk about the 5 best things and the 5.
It better be getting most. Most need to be on here as a worst thing.
5 worst things about college football 26. I've been playing the game for a bit now, and I think I've got a good grasp on the things I...
Alright, you're banned. Who is this? You know what? You're not banned, but I'm just not going to respond to that. This why I be having those certain things on my what's the name. He just okay. I'm not even gonna respond to that. Like, what?
Personally like the most about it, and the areas that I still think need some work. And this is how I like to do my reviews, because over the years I've grown to learn that people view these games very differently. Things I care about, others may not, and vice versa. So that's why I like to talk about best versus worst, because you may be looking for one specific thing in the game, and if that one thing is still lacking a little bit, then you don't really care about the other stuff. Now, I still do have a few copies left that I'm giving away. Go to my social media if you want a chance to play the game for free.
He be having all the news and stuff. So let's start off with
the 5 best things. Number 1, it's still gameplay for me. They nailed it last year, and I think this year it's still really good. Now, last year versus this year, I do think there's some things that were better about last year's gameplay, but there's also some things that's better this year. Overall, it still has the college football feel, which I think is what a lot of us liked about the game last year. It's fast, it's snappy, the left stick control is very good and responsive, the big plays are there, and the electric players
really that quarterback right there. That was clean.
Stand out. The ball trajectories are still really good. The tackling saw an upgrade this year with the physics-based tackling system, which I think is a big plus, and they overhauled QB animations, so now they look a lot more realistic. However, the game does feel just a tad bit slower than it was last year. And
yeah, the gameplay is slower this year. It's not like extremely slow like on some Madden shit, but it is slower this year. It is slower.
The ball carrier moves don't seem quite as explosive, whereas the left stick control I think feels better and smoother than it did last year. So
there, you saw that little speed boost. People been spamming that. They've been spamming that speed boost, y'all.
Tad bit slower than it was last year, and the ball carrier moves don't seem quite as explosive, whereas the left stick control I think feels better and smoother than it did last year. So even though the game slowed down just a little bit and the ball carrier moves aren't quite as explosive and exaggerated as they were last year, the fact that the left stick is smoother and more responsive, in my opinion, still makes it easy to make people miss in the open field and create those big plays. The defense is still not that great in the game. I think it actually got worse in some ways, which I'll talk about later in the video. But overall, if I'm just judging the gameplay from top to bottom...
So you're saying gameplay is one of the best things? Okay.
It's still one of the strongest points of the game. Number 2, presentation. Honestly, this might be my...
Listen, they went overboard on the presentation. They made sure that if you want a college feel, you're going to get that college feel. We're going to put everything in it. And I think this is the reason why they didn't put HBCUs in it yet, because they know they got to get that right. They doing all this to get the most authentic presentations for each school, not just the big schools, but every school in the game. That's 136 schools, bro. So imagine they add the HBCUs. They got to go to the HBCU games to see what they do for intros, and they got to put it on, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's probably why they're waiting so long, because they got to get it authentic as possible. They put HBCU bands. mean, but they pretty much did, bro. But they gotta get it. They gotta get everything right. They gotta get everybody's theme songs for touchdowns, all that stuff, bro. They gotta get everything. So it's like that's another 30, 40 teams that they gotta do that for. And we got something that everybody else don't really pay attention to. The halftime show. The halftime show. They don't put halftime shows on here. That's like, you add that's gonna be another thing, bro. Like, yeah.
Favorite thing.
So
about
presentation
the game
is dope.
The
though.
Gameplay.
Only thing is too is the team builder teams don't get no intros. The game just starts. The only time you get an intro is if you're not home in a bowl game or championship game. Then you kind of get an intro.
Was pretty good last year, but they knocked it out of the park this year, in my opinion. They updated so many of the team introductions this year so that not as many teams have more generic ones. They even updated ones for the bigger schools to add more detail.
They need to let the team builders get to choose. They need to let the team builders choose a generic intro.
Tells to them. They introduced the new nighttime runouts that have light shows and drone shows for a number of the big teams to make it feel more epic. They added a lot more crowd chants. They added a lot more licensed music like Mr. Brightside, Enter Sandman, Seven Nation Army, and much more. They added a lot more band music. I mean, Auburn even plays the swag surf before kickoff. They added over 30 new mascots to the game. I mean, I could go on and on. The commentary, while still lacking in areas, got a lot better than last year.
Even though they got the band music that plays swag surfing and Rich Homie Quan, it sounds gentrified. It's gonna get you there, but it still sounds like, you know what I'm saying, it don't sound like too much swag is in it, but here, in my opinion, it's a lot more exciting than last year. But I do still think this is an area that they can work on and make better than it is. But the fact that they still made improvements there, I think, is a good thing. Okay. All of the pregame graphics, they've added a ton of diversity to that, so it doesn't look the same every game. The audio of this game is just simply top notch, and every time I hop into a game, I'm amped. Is a good thing. All of the pregame graphics, they've added a ton of diversity to that, so it doesn't look the same every game. The audio of this game is just simply. There go your boy. I've been doing the FAMU Dynasty, bro. I've been doing the FAMU Dynasty. That I haven't did. I'm just about to start. He said, I don't know who. All right, so I'm about to start the Florida Dynasty and do a new coach and see how that feels. And try it out, like, for real. The FAMU Dynasty, I'm just playing the games and putting the clips up on YouTube. Another one should be dropping today. As a matter of fact, it should be out now. What time is it? Yeah, it should be out right now. You know what I'm saying? So when you get a chance, go ahead, go over there, like, comment, all that stuff. But yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna try it eventually once I'm done with getting my ultimate team to a certain but yeah, so I'm get it up to a certain overall, and then I'm gonna start seeing how Florida Dynasty goes.
Top notch, and every time I hop into a game, I'm amped up.
Are them real?
There's just so much going on.
What kind of tradition that y'all got real?
So it doesn't look the same every game.
What kind of tradition is that y'all got real?
Top notch, and every time I hop into a game.
Memphis, y'all. Because Memphis do like barbecue ribs and stuff. Okay, Memphis is known for that. There's just so much
going on, and it feels like college football.
Hey, hold on.
Now we're gonna get
that trip out. Look the best.
The audio of this game is just simply top notch, and every time I hop into a game, I'm amped up because there's just so much going on, and it feels like college football.
The other trip outs.
Now we're gonna continue on, but really quickly, I have to shout out today's video sponsor, Underdog. If you like sports and you already got bonus credit of bugs that kind of held it back for a few weeks, and it was missing some really important quality of life things that they've since added this year. They've added formation subs, which is huge for the mode. They've added a trophy room, which a lot of people wanted. They've added a ton of history to the mode, so you can see who's won championships and trophies dating back to the beginning of football, pretty much. They've also added the ability to sim to specific weeks instead of jumping ahead multiple weeks, which is a really important thing in my opinion. Combining that with the fact that they've made some good updates to recruiting, like location-based recruiting.
With the celebrations, dog, they only have the names of the stuff, and it never is the official name. It's always something that they made up. So it's kind of hard to know which one you're doing. It's kind of hard to know which one you're doing because it's always an extra name to it. Like, it's not gonna be called the trip out. It's gonna be called we going to Cancun or something. Like, that's how they do it. That's how they got it set up.
Dynamic deal breakers, and they've made it a little bit more of a challenge, and the fact that they've unlocked the transfer portal and you have a lot more people entering, which can be kind of annoying at times, but at least there's settings so that you can control.
So wait, what did he officially say this was?
They've added a few weeks. And continuing on, the third best thing about College Football 26 is Dynasty mode.
Oh, Dynasty.
Last year they set a really good foundation with this, but it did launch with a number of bugs that kind of held it back for a few weeks, and it was missing some really important quality of life things that they've since added this year. They've added formation subs, which is huge for the mode. They've added a trophy room, which a lot of people wanted. They've added a ton of hit.
I'm just looking at all this, man. Dang. Florida, man, we got to get up in here. We ain't won in a minute, bro. We got to get up in here. It's been so long. We got to get up in here.
History to the mode so you can see who's won championships.
Florida, this could be the year.
Dating back to the beginning of football, pretty much. They've also added...
There's the Heisman trophies. There's the Heisman trophies. You see 2013? I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Why they got these two blank? Are they blank or... Oh, I just stopped it at the wrong time. Obama had two back-to-back. Now, I didn't see 2013 at all. I don't know who that was at 2013. It's kind of like they blanked it out almost. Like, I can't see anything for 2013. Like, I don't know what any of that says. I don't know. I see what 2014 says, though. Marcus Mariota. He's a good player. Very good player in college. I think he did something to FSU in the playoffs that one year. I remember him though.
I ain't seen nothing about 2013 instead of jumping ahead multiple weeks, which is a really important thing in my opinion. Combining that with the fact that they've made some good updates to recruiting, like location-based recruiting, dynamic deal breakers, and they've made it a little bit more of a challenge, and the fact that they've unlocked the transfer portal and you have a lot more people entering, which can be kind of annoying at times, but at least there's settings so that you can control how crazy this gets. You put all that together.
Okay, they did say that transfer portal. If you don't do what they want, them boys jumping in there. Your whole team can go in there.
And Dynasty mode, in my opinion, is significantly better than it was last year.
Okay.
Number 4, playbooks. Now, this kind of goes hand in hand with gameplay to a degree, and that's one of the reasons I think gameplay is so good this year.
You know what's crazy? So I think I have kind of rubbed off on my friends because I was like, yo, so, online, you can't really change playbooks. So we, you know what I'm saying? So when we go into this dynasty, it should be no customs. And we did no customs. And now I remember my homeboy Doobie, every game that we would get, he would create his own playbook. He don't create his own playbook no more, bruh. It's all default, whatever, but he just choose who it is. Like, I rubbed off on him. That's
the
dope.
Fact that they still kept a lot of the stuff the same that we liked last year.
My own
They've added over 2,800 plays to the game. Everything from adding more trick plays to more unique motion plays, double motion plays, on top of all of the other plays that already existed. You can get really
find a playbook,
in this game, and
this is my thing. Find a playbook that has something that you like to do, a certain play that feels like it's the best play, and then build your offense around that play. That play will end up being a go-to in any situation. You'll be able to score off of that play, everything, and then you just build the rest around it, and that's how you can find a good play.
Love that about football games. I like sitting in practice mode sometimes.
Don't listen to what these people got to say. If they're gonna tell you this the best this the best that, though, it's the best for them. It ain't gonna be the best for you. Everybody can't do that.
Just building schemes and then taking them online and seeing how good they perform. Even if you're a dynasty mode player, you might want to put together a different offense for a team you're building. With the amount of plays that were added, you really can do anything you want on offense, which is awesome.
True.
And number 5, the details. From things like teams trying to distract you on the big board while you...
Listen. Field goal kicking?
kick a field goal, and
I didn't think they can make it worse. I can't hit nothing from the hash, bro. Especially if you're away.
An opposing team stadium, to adding more team-specific turnover celebrations, from adding more
drinking on the sideline?
Things like teams trying to distract
That's
you
gonna be
on the
my,
big board while you kick a field goal in an opposing team stadium.
My road to glory, I'm going to SMU so we can drink on the sideline.
From adding more specific crowd chants and songs that play after first down, third downs, and touchdowns. From making the snow games look a lot better than last year. To quarterbacks visibly showing their wear and tear while walking to the line. They've nailed a lot of these little things that keep us downs and touchdowns. From making the snow games look a lot better than last year.
Watch the upper left corner right here. Watch
showing their wear and tear while walking to the line. They've nailed a lot of these little things that keep us coming back. Now, that doesn't mean that everything's perfect either. There are still certain things for certain teams that aren't 100% accurate. There's 136 teams in the game. It's going to take some years to nail every single detail for every single team. So, no, is every detail perfect? Not at all. But they've nailed a lot. I want to do that
celebration. That was fire.
6 teams in the game. It's going to take some years
to nail every single detail
for every single team.
That was fire.
So, no, is every detail perfect? Not at all. But they've nailed a lot of them. Now let's talk about the 5 worst things. Number one for me is defense. Defense was kind of rough last year, but it was more of a pursuit thing over anything else last year. This year, it's the pursuit. It's the fact that you really can't catch interceptions anymore. It's crazy. And I know some people complain that there's...
It feel like they turned interceptions off. Interceptions they're not on this game.
Too many interceptions in these games, but the problem is you got to find the balance. You don't want too many, but you don't want it to be hard to get interceptions off as well. I mean, even on the offensive side of the ball, they're dropping the ball a lot on offense too, I think. So it's kind of a both sides.
I did it one time
when it comes to just dropping.
I'm trying to find out which one. So, that's probably how I got to do the get it off your hand is to run somewhere towards the back of the end zone.
Defense in this game, and maybe it should because that's college football, but I do think there needs to be a little bit of a
feel like they turn interceptions off. I do think
man defense is solid. That's the one thing I'll say. I think they did really good improvements with man defense and route committing and route shading, but outside of that, pursuit, dropping tons of interceptions every game that's just consistently thrown into coverage. I just think it needs a little bit of a buff here. Number 2, the same positions in Road to Glory. Bro. I didn't want to say Road to Glory as a whole.
Road to Glory needs more positions, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all need to unlock it for every position. I would do a Road to Glory kicking the whole time. I would do a kicker. Only bring me up when it's time to kick for the kickoff and kick the field goal and the extra points. I want to see which situations they call me for. 40-yarder from the hash, and I got to make them. That's what I want to do. I want to kick. Or offensive lineman. I just run around crackbacking everybody. That's what I want to do. Don't take that from us. Give us the, you know what I'm saying? Give us the option for that. You don't do that. Give us the option for that. You can't even be a defensive lineman. Why? You can't even be a safety. Why? You can't be a fullback. You can only be a running back. People out here would want to do that. You know what I'm saying? People would want to do that.
Was one of the worst things, which is what I did last year, because I do genuinely think they made some great updates this year. I think the addition of high school was good. I do think they should add the ability to play full games because we need full games for high school. I like the way they implemented high school personally because I don't want to play a full season. You get the moments, but you basically get 4 drives a game, which I think it's not a full game, but it's close enough. 4 drives is still a decent amount per game. But again, I understand some people want more games and they want full games.
Let us play the whole thing.
Options. Games are about options. Let people play the way they want. But the one thing that is holding Road to Glory back is it's still the same positions. And dating back to Madden bringing back career mode years ago, we've been stuck at the same positions now for 3-4 years. Dang. This is something that just needs to get better. I'm not saying we need every position. I don't care about offensive line. I don't need to be a punter. I think that's unnecessary.
A punter. Let me be a punter. I'll do that too.
Personally, in my opinion.
That's content.
But you've got to allow people to play safety. That's just an iconic position for football career mode. You need to bring that back. You need to be able to be a pass rusher. It's one of the most important positions in football. And then after that, I would say maybe tight end. If you could put those 3 in, tight end. I think you've kind of covered all of the major bases for what positions people would want to play. Number 3, road to the college football playoff. And it hurts me to put this here because this is genuinely my favorite
online play
in the game.
What's wrong with it?
And some things last year that I didn't love about it, I was able to forgive because it was the first year. But this year, I've got to speak on it. Number 1, we can't change playbooks in the mode. Now, I'm not knocking.
They got... No. Because if you let people change playbooks, that's how you have everybody playing the same exact way. No. Because if you're able to change playbooks, people are gonna find out how to make custom playbooks, and now we got to deal with everybody playing the cheesy way. No. Keep it the same exact way. I don't like that one.
Them too much for this because I know this is an intentional design decision. They want you to play with the team's playbook. That's part of the challenge of the mode. I don't personally like that. I know a lot of people do. That's fine. It's just my opinion. They don't want to see teams like Alabama and Georgia running the triple option. Exactly. But like I said earlier, games are about choices. People want choices. People want to play the way they want to play. This is something that I just wish they would consider. If not, you can make it to where you can change playbooks, but maybe it has to be the same style of playbook, right? So some teams run pro style.
No,
some teams
now you're thinking too much.
Obviously, the military teams run a completely different style of offense. If they can make it to where you can change playbooks, but it has to be the same style of playbook,
you're thinking too much.
I think that would be kind of a nice common ground because you would still be playing the same style of offense with that team, so it wouldn't look crazy. But let's be honest, some playbooks in this game are just way better than others, and some are just more generic. And if your favorite team has one of the more generic playbooks that isn't as creative, even though another playbook that is the
I play with Florida, and I made that playbook into something. My boys know. That's what you got to do. Go get in the lab with it.
Same style of offense has way better plays and way more creativity. It just kind of sucks when you want to play with your favorite team. But a big thing for me here is you still can't change uniforms in this mode, and that's something that I just don't understand.
Okay, I can deal with that one. I like that one. You cannot change uniforms. Why did y'all put all these uniforms in here if we can't change them online?
College football, that's one of the best things about it. Is all the crazy uniforms
y'all gotta let us change.
They put all these new ones in the game and updates, and we can't wear them in this mode. You've got to change that. And the last thing about this mode is that they added home field advantage, which I wasn't a massive fan of, but I get it. It is realistic. It's part of what makes college football college football. I think the home field advantage in this mode is just a little too intense at times. I should be able to tell my
home field advantage is crazy. If you don't have a top team and you go into one of their stadiums, you can't do nothing, bro. It's worse than last year.
My halfback to block. He's standing right next to me.
It's worse than last year.
Advantage should not affect me telling my halfback to do anything. He is right next to the quarterback. Granted, yes, you shouldn't be able to make multiple hot routes if the home field advantage is going crazy. That I agree with. But one hot route to play, in real life, you can tell the receiver what to do. You're giving him a hand signal. You're not actually yelling out what to do. So I just think this needs to be tweaked. That on top of the fact that if you try to make...
And they got signs on the sideline. They hold them up so you can know what the play is.
Any last second adjustment with like 5 seconds left on the play clock, your O-line false starts every time. Now, do I have a problem with that happening every once in a while? No, because that's realistic, but it should not happen every single time you try to do something with 5 seconds left, because the defense might
stop doing something with 5 seconds left then.
To match that, you should be able to do that. So I do love the mode as a whole. I just think there's a few things they need to do with it to make it more enjoyable. Number 4, customization. Now, do I think customization is horrible in this game? No, it's solid, but it just needs to be better. It's better than it was last year. I mean, last year you couldn't even edit anything about recruits. You couldn't even edit their number. Now, you know, they've updated that, so that's good.
Okay.
I would say that editing the appearance of recruits would be cool. I get it that they can't allow you to edit both the name and the appearance, because then you could create future NIL prospects, and that could potentially be an issue for them. And I think the reason they allow you to edit the name and not the face is because the average person that's jumping into Dynasty would much rather find a recruit that looks like them and put their name and their player in the Dynasty mode. That's probably why it's like that. But let's be honest, a lot of the recruits can look a little crazy at times, and I think if they can maybe code in a way, if this is possible, where you can go one or the other. If you edit the appearance of a recruit, then it locks their name. If you edit their name, it locks the appearance, unless you change their name back to the original name. That way, people that just want to edit names can do that, and people that want to edit appearances can do that. I think that would be a huge upgrade for Dynasty mode players. And I have to throw in the equipment here, because I know my equipment guys are upset. Edit names can do that, and people that want to edit appearances can do that. I think that would be a huge upgrade for Dynasty mode players. And I have to
That's not a college football player. That's a grown man.
The equipment here, because I know my equipment guys are upset with some of the stuff that wasn't added. Do I think the equipment situation is as bad as some people make it out to be? No, there's a lot of ways you can customize your player. Go back to Madden 5 years ago. It was a lot worse. However, there are still some pieces of equipment that should be in the game because real life players wear them. People want to see one leg sleeves. They want to see updated equipment.
Oh, they trying to get the one leg.
And I get to some people, this is silly and they don't think it's a big deal, but you have to understand everybody likes something different about a video game. If you play Road to Glory, you want to make your player look exactly how you want him to look. That's part of the mode. You know, what if players in the game still looked like they were wearing stuff out of the year 2000? They all still had the 2000 style helmets and they were barely wearing any type of accessories. Would it be bad at that point? Like, where is the line drawn? At the end of the day, you want players to look how they look in real life, and there are still some things missing that are holding that aspect of the game back. And another thing I want to throw in there, I'm not knocking the game for this, but something that would be cool in future years
is going on in the background.
Create custom stadiums for our team builder teams. Team builder, I think, actually got
soon as I'm hopping off stream, because me and wifey we finna go to a new steak spot. So I gotta get it in a little bit before we go, and then you know what I'm saying. But anyway, team builder.
Great upgrades this year. I think that's one of the areas.
If you go on the team builder, you type in TeeJayTheartist. You can get FAMU from me. You know what I'm saying?
The customization is good because we do have generic stadiums. At least now you can upload more logos. You can customize.
Oh, that's the FCS team from.
So I think in some ways customization.
Somebody made
better,
the Pandas the FCS team.
In terms of equipment, in terms of the fact that you really can't create a player outside of Road to Glory. I understand there's reasons for that, but I think you could allow that in ways where you can limit it just enough so you can't perfectly recreate.
We staying up all night. We staying up all night, bruh. Oh no, bro! They got Deshaun Jackson in Ultimate Team. Oh lord, they got Deshaun Jackson in Ultimate Team, bro. Oh, it's finna get crazy. Hell, fuck! Hey, we staying up, baby. But look at this. Wait, do I get a pack? I get a pack. What is the daily? Let's see what we finna get. Can we get Deshaun Jackson? No. No, we can't. No, we cannot. Put him right on the auction block. It's enticing. Let me get my zip account ready. Listen, bro. Oh man, I should have used my points wisely. I don't think I used my points that you start off with the thing wisely. I didn't use it wisely at all. Let me finish this. See how I'm already getting locked in, bruh. They're not gonna get no money out of me though. Oh, I just leveled up. Oh, an 80 plus player. Can I get Deshaun Jackson? No. All right. Anyway, let's finish this video.
Other players, those things need to be better. But Stadium Creator would be an awesome addition in a future
Stadium
game.
Creator would be dope.
And number 5,
then I can really have Bragg Stadium.
I have to throw this in there because this is important to so many people. A lot of people will not buy the game if this is not in the game, and you still can't import your roster from Dynasty to franchise mode in Madden. We know
who. Okay, I ain't gonna say who cares about that because people apparently care about it, but you want to have your Dynasty class from your Dynasty go over to your franchise on Madden, bro. That's a lot, bro. God, now you're asking for a lot.
Why?
That's
it's an NIL thing.
That's a lot.
I don't know all the logistics and the reasonings behind it, but I do know that is the main reason it's not there. My suggestion for this is similar to the suggestions of other people. You got to try to find a way to make it to where you could at least import the roster once you get past the point of the NIL players being out of the game. If you're playing into your dynasty 4 years deep,
when you're when it's like 8 years in,
you can make a way to where once you get deep enough into the game that at that point you can import.
His last name was Hayes.
I think that would be cool. I don't know what the logistics of something like that is. I'm not really knocking them too much for this because I know that if they could do this without any potential legal ramifications, it would be there. But the fact is, these NIL players, they do not belong to the NFL Players Association, and if you don't, they cannot just import those players over to Madden. They could get into a lot of legal trouble, and then we potentially lose the game again. So I'm not knocking EA for this, but I am putting it on the list because for a lot of people, this is a make or break thing about the game. They will not buy it if this does not exist. Now, if you want to see a side-by-side comparison of college football 26 versus 25, make sure you check out this video.
Another good stream